No, the happy Cowboys.
Oh, no, he didn't, David.
Oh, no, you didn't.
What do you think of your Cowboys this weekend invading St. Louis?
Well, I think that they have eviscerated the Rams the last few times they played them with the ground game. DeMarco Murray seems to own them. I understand that the Rams have a different defensive coordinator. I believe it's Greg Bountygate Williams, isn't he? Wasn't he the guy?
Yes, but he
anyway,
served his time.
Yeah, so, we'll see what happens. I mean, I like the model that the Cowboys used last week. I mean, they tried to use it in San Francisco, but some things went wrong very early in that game. They have I think they have an incredible offensive line. They have 3 first-round draft picks smack in the middle, and, once DeMarco Murray gets going, he starts to stop. The problem is Tony Romo doesn't seem to be the old Tony Romo. He's not recovered from back surgery. He doesn't have the same zip on the ball. I mean, he's throwing passes short. He's throwing them too long. So, if the Rams decide to put 8 men in a box, I think that's feasible. I think you can challenge Romo. I think that's the way you try to beat the Cowboys now. You try to challenge them and have Romo beat you right now because he is not the Tony Romo we're used to seeing, at least not yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, not only can he break down movies for you, but he can break down the Rams-Cowboys game for you.
Want to talk Jacob deGrom next?
Let's talk a little movies. All right, let's start with The Maze Runner. What's going on there?
Well, this is based on a popular young adult series of books. Surprise, surprise. We get one of these every 3 weeks. And a young adult series of books about a post-apocalyptic dystopian future.
I've seen this one.
So when I see that, my eyes glaze over, and I think, oh, great, I'm going to the movies to take a nap. But you know what? This is executed pretty well. I mean, it's better than I thought it would be. It's emotionally engaging. I think it's a little bit of a different post-apocalyptic story. It's not, we're not dealing with any sort of socialist society or utopian society. Here we're dealing with these boys who are, put into this experiment where they're sent into a place that's called the Glade. It's sort of a half forest, half jungle, surrounded by 4 concrete walls that are actually this maze, this ever-changing maze filled with these creatures called grievers who are deadly. And there are a few select boys who run into the maze when it opens during the day and come back at night to try to map out the maze to figure out a way out. And they've been out at it for 3 years. And sort of the twist here is they don't know what they're doing there, and none of them remember who they are. So there's that as well, and some of it's predictable, and we've seen a little bit of it before, but really emotionally engaging, and I like that. So 3.5 out of 5 stars.
All right, solid. All right, good. Now the next one we got 3 this week. Next one is the ensemble cast with Jason Bateman, Tina Fey, Rose Byrne, Jane Fonda, and others. This Is Where I Leave You. What about that one?
I love this movie. I think it's really well done, and it's not like we haven't seen this sort of thing before. These 4 children who are now adults who have to go back home because their father died, and they have to sit Shiva, the Jewish ritual of mourning, even though their father was an atheist and their mother's not Jewish, which I think is funny. Jane Fonda plays the mother. She's quite narcissistic. She is also a famous author, and the book that made her famous is a child-rearing book, and it's 25th edition, which is all about her children, and they've been embarrassed about that their entire lives. To boot, she recently had some breast augmentation, and she's constantly wearing plunging necklines and a bathrobe that stays very open, which is pretty funny as well. This is a rated R movie. There are a lot of rated R jokes, but the chemistry amongst this cast, I think, is just so it's palpable and very, very funny. Lots of laugh out loud moments, some poignant moments as well. It's not a perfect movie. Seems a little longer than its actual runtime, and it's predictable, but extremely entertaining. 4 out of 5 stars.
I like those movies where they come back. The family comes back and one's crazier than the next. That sort of reminds me of my family.
Well, you have a large family, right?
Yeah, I got 5 sisters.
You're like one of 23 children, and 22 of them are girls, right?
There's 6 of us and 5 girls. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
that just explains so much about you.
That explains it quite a bit. Absolutely. All right, let's get to the last one here. Walk Among Tombstones. What is that? I haven't heard of that one.
Well, this is Liam Neeson, and by the way, every movie that's out this weekend is based on a book. This is also based on a book. But it's also Liam Neeson playing every Liam Neeson role from the past 7 or 8 years. He plays a former New York City detective and recovering alcoholic who's incredibly tough. You can put a gun to his face. He's not going to flinch. He'll talk to the bad guys on the phone, and he'll threaten them. And in this particular case, the bad guys are sociopaths, the worst kind of depraved, inhumane sociopaths you've ever seen in a movie, or they're pretty much up there. And so you're rooting for him. I think what they do right in this movie is the director really makes it seem authentic. I wish Liam Neeson would do something a little more challenging other than have to have a Brooklyn accent, which wasn't all that good. Anyway, interesting.
You would know.
Interesting to see Dan Stevens in this movie. If you watched Downton Abbey, you remember him. He's virtually unrecognizable. He's very good in this role, playing a drug trafficker whose wife is kidnapped and murdered. But otherwise, look, if you love Liam Neeson, this is Liam Neeson doing Liam Neeson. And so people really like that. I'm a little, the violence has become really boring to me. It's like it just like drones on when I see it in a movie. But what this movie does do is suspense. It does suspense pretty well, albeit this one also seems a little long. It's like you're walking among tombstones for hours and hours. But ultimately, again, if you like Liam Neeson, you'll like this. So 3 out of 5 stars.
Well, are you watching The Roosevelts?
No, I'm not, but I know people who are, and they like it.
I'm watching it, and I love it. I'm also sleeping through it as well, so I have to watch the same thing 3 or 4 times because I keep falling asleep.
Okay. So it's like a walk among tombstones.
So you need to DVR it so you can keep rewinding it.
Is it because you know what happens in the end?
No, it's because Peter Coyote's voice is so soothing, and it's so relaxing. And
I love Peter Coyote.
He is great. I actually geeked out. I was starstruck. I met him once, and I was like, hi. And he was like, what? And I was like, hi. I geeked out over him. I was like, you're my biggest fan. He was like, I got to go. But anyway. All right, David Blaustein, be safe. You want to put a little friendly wager on this Cowboys game Sunday?
What do you want? What would you like to bet? No point, straight up.
Straight up solid. The winner has to do the loser's chores for a week.
Oh my gosh!
I can't wait to see you changing my kids' diapers.
The loser has to pay for dinner the next time I'm in New York.
Okay.
Or lunch
Great
or something.
Deal.
All right,
okay,
cool.
That's fine.
All right, good. Have a good week, Dave.
Bye, David.
Bye-bye.
David Blaustein here, ABC News on the Big 550 KTRS.